eat. What's your favorite German cakes? There are so many. One of the most well-known German cakes has to be Black Forest cake, Schwarzwälder Kirschtorte. The cake itself is no big deal. However, putting it together with all that cream, cherry jam, and liqueur can be quite challenging and time-consuming. So here is how you can put it together. Take 4 medium-sized eggs. Separate the egg yolks from the whites. You guys probably have heard about the egg crisis in Europe recently because of some contaminated Dutch eggs. Since then, I only purchase German eggs with the stamp of DE on them. Beat our egg white with a mixer on low speed until it's foamy. Then crank up the speed to high until it's stiff with a hot peak. Add 80 grams of sugar and 2 teaspoons of water into the egg yolks. Beat them vigorously until the egg yolks turn pale. Sift our dry ingredients together. 75 grams of flour type 405, 25 grams of corn or potato starch, and 25 grams of cocoa powder. Make sure there are no flour lumps. Then mix all the dry ingredients with our egg yolk butter in a large mixing bowl. Until they are incorporated, take a small amount of egg white to lose the butter slightly. Before adding the rest of the egg white, move the butter gently with a cutting motion. Try not to break the volume of the egg white too much. The fluffiness of the cake is all from our egg white here. Take a baking tin which is 18 centimeters diameter large. It's quite important, otherwise your cake would be too flat and unable to assemble later. Lay a piece of baking paper on the bottom and the side. You can also grease it with a bit of butter to stick the baking paper. Pour our cake batter into the baking tin. The butter is quite fluid, so you should be able to get an even surface easily. Set our oven to 180 degrees Celsius. Bake it on the middle rank for about 30 minutes until it's cooked through. We can test it by poking it with a toothpick. It should come out clean. Let it cool completely, preferably overnight. On the second day, we can start making our cherry filling. 1 bottle of sour cherry, about 370 grams. Separate the juice from the cherries. Dilute 4 teaspoons of corn or potato starch with a bit of the cherry juice. This will turn our cherry filling to a jelly form. Cook the rest of the cherry juice in a milk pot on low heat. Add 1 bag of vanilla sugar, about 8 grams. Mix it well with a spatula until they are combined. Once the cherry juice is warm, pour in our premixed starch. Keep stirring it until the juice turns thick and sticky. Then turn off the heat. Pick 10 large and pretty cherries out for decorating later. Coat our sour cherry with the thickened juice and let them cool completely. The warm cherry filling is hard to set on the cake and could melt the whipped cream on the surface. Beat 350 grams of whipped cream and a half tablespoon of icing sugar until it's creamy and stiff. Don't overbeating it. Believe it or not, you might turn it to butter. Remove the baking tin and baking paper from the cake carefully. Separate it into 3 pieces. The top layer could be slightly thinner than the other 2. I'm using a cake cutter here, but you can also simply use a long knife. Spread the cherry filling on the bottom layer of the cake. If your filling is cooled properly, you can actually lay quite a few cherries on top. Then gently put our middle layer on top. Here we need to brush 2 to 3 tablespoons of cherry water, or called cherry liqueur. It's really the soul of a good Black Forest cake. If you're making this cake for children, then replace the liqueur with a bit of our cherry juice. Scoop 1/3 of our whipped cream and spread it on the middle layer of the cake evenly. Then lay the last piece on top gently and seal the cake with the rest of our whipped cream. It can be slightly challenging and time-consuming without professional tools. Yet if I could achieve it, it shouldn't be a problem for anybody. The trick here is to chill your cake and cream completely before working on it. Then we can decorate it with the cherry we set aside earlier. Somehow I only needed 9 of them instead of 10. Sprinkle some shaved dark chocolate on top. I'm using a block of Rita Sport chocolate here. I like its rich bitterness. You can always chill your cake in the fridge before serving. My problem is not making this cake, but trying not to eat too much at once. There is a reason why this is one of Germany's most beloved cakes. It has a perfect balance between sweet and sour, light and creamy. Enjoy! Did you subscribe yet? If not, click here, click here, click here. Every day watch new videos at 6 p.m. Here are my 2 recommended videos. Thanks for watching. See ya! 谢谢大家。